So crazy thing happened today.
She should be that scared that she should have just called the cops and let them deal with it.
How do you feel about a man who's not controlled by a woman's allure, meaning by sex?
Sex is like, like always gonna happen regardless, Yeah, it's part of it.
I'm not gonna lie and say like, you know what I mean, I haven't done certain things to that because that was my main focus.
Why do you think you're the prize, Chris?
What's going on? It's your boy Cyrus back with another episode of
Alpha-Logic-Fallacies.
Episode 1, baby. We're back with my team. How you guys doing?
Chilling.
Yeah, everything's good, man. How you guys doing?
Good.
Can't complain. We're happy to be back in the studio.
It's always good to be back in the studio.
In the kitchen, baby.
Yeah,
Cooking up some shit.
Hey, so crazy thing happened today, right? So I'm at work and early morning, this young lady, she comes looking for a dude, right? She's asking about him. She's like, yo, where's such and such? And we're like, well, does he work here? Like, how do you know this guy? It's like, oh, that's my man. He's not picking up the phone. You know what I'm saying? So we couldn't tell her where he was at, obviously, right? Because it's a professional workplace. So we asked her to leave. Later on this afternoon, maybe like around 5 o'clock, the cops come and take the kid in custody, right? But this kid, he's not a kid, he's an adult, but he's a good kid, a hard worker, you know what I'm saying? He has a lot of ambitions. He's someone that I saw a lot of potential in, And it's crazy because sometimes when you think about it, right? Domestic violence is a crazy thing. You never really want to deal with that in a relationship. But one of the things that's even more wild is, aside from like real domestic violence, sometimes people actually act as if something really happened just to get something out of the relationship or a reaction out of their partner.
Right,
what do you think about that?
Being despiteful.
Absolutely. How do you feel
like
about
you think she made it up to get him in trouble?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's foul. That's foul.
See, but the thing is, we don't really know what happened the day before. Like, if they actually got into an actual domestic dispute.
Then why is she looking for him? She should be that scared that she should have just called the cops and let them deal with it.
No, man, because there's women out there that, they...
She's like, all right, I'm going to give you one more chance. And then, you don't want to take my chance? Then I'm calling the cops. It's not fair.
Yeah, but then it becomes a messed up situation because she's only hurting herself. If they actually live together and actually probably have a family together, we don't really know. She's really only hitting herself, but... what was the real status? Do you know?
I don't know the full story. My whole thing is, I started thinking to myself, and I'm like, damn, if she did that out of spite, she's really hurting them both, if you think about it, right? Because if he ends up getting locked up, right, and he ends up doing time, right, she's not going to see him. And while she may feel like, oh, fuck it, at least no one else is with him, right? If he has a child with her, then the child loses out at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make no sense.
He could probably be the only dude working. He could be the head of the household.
That's what you call toxic.
Super fucking toxic.
Next.
Shit like that you got to stay away from, right?
Yo, it's a very dangerous game, to play. So
do you feel? So let me ask you guys. So how do you feel about a man who's not controlled by a woman's allure, meaning by sex? Like if a man isn't moved by sex, do you feel that he's a powerful man, or do you feel that that's a weakness?
No, that's definitely power.
Yeah?
Yes, I agree. I think it's power because, like, a guy that's just like so gaga goo goo over coochie is like, willing to throw it all away for that.
Yeah,
I need somebody with more like sense.
Right, I feel like there's more to a woman than just that. You know what I'm saying? And to have more respect for yourself is just like, nah, man. There's just too many things I could be worrying about other than
like what the fuck are you over here thinking about horny shit? Like sex is like like always gonna happen regardless. Yeah, it's part of it, but it shouldn't be the main thing. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, but keep it a buck though. Tell me there hasn't been times where you're like, damn, she's bad, and that shit kind of moves you a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, man. Well, I'm not gonna lie and say like, you know what I mean. I haven't done certain things to that because that was my main focus. So it's like, what are the steps I gotta take to actually try to get into the box? And it's like taking them out, spending money. They might want a gift or something like that, yo. So it's like you're persuading to try to get there. So it's kind of like they're more in the power a little bit. You know
So
what I mean?
let me ask you, so have you ever or know anyone that's gone out of their way for someone for that purpose and it didn't go anywhere?
Yeah. I know a lot of guys that fucking thought they were getting something out of me and it's shit.
You feel me? Yeah, she's a prime example. She's a prime fucking example. That's what I'm talking about. Like, men sometimes get a little overzealous. You feel me? Us men. I include myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think at some point in time when I was younger, I might have got a little overzealous in trying to like take a female out or show her the nicer things in life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
fuck that so bad.
See, but that becomes a problem is because for guys that don't really get none, they would do anything in their power, at least their own power, to try to get it.
Yeah.
So the girls like basically getting wined and dined, taking the heat games and all type of shit, and then taking on to the next when the dude is actually, you know what I mean, trying to have a relationship or try to get to know the chick and she's looking for the finer things in life. And she's so used to not giving it up. And then she just plays that role. Like, yeah, he's going to buy me this and buy me that and take me out. And I still ain't going to give it up.
So what I think is even crazier.
What's wrong with that?
Nah, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, yo, how many
There's
days?
a guy and a girl for everyone.
No, fuck that. And there is something wrong with that. This
Yeah,
is why I
man,
say
nah,
this, right?
man.
You don't have to have sex with a dude, right? Just because he's buying you things or he's taking you out, right? But at least be a little affectionate with the nigga. You feel
I mean,
me?
if
Like, give him a
to
hug,
be
give him
honest,
a kiss. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For
Like,
me, if I'm not attracted to you, I'm not going out with you. Period. If I'm not attracted to you, I don't want to. Like, I'm not gonna be seen out there with you.
Okay.
You know, because I feel like that's a privilege.
So what about
You know?
if he's not attracted to you, but he buys you tickets, fucking vacation somewhere? Then you're going.
I got people on fucking Instagram asking me to go on vacation like a lot.
Okay.
Like that's not, you know, and on
Okay.
top of that, I can buy my own vacation. So I feel like I'd rather go on vacation and be at peace of mind than be with somebody that I'm uncomfortable being seen with.
Gotcha.
You know, because if somebody's not attracted to me, or if I'm not like, if
Into
I don't
them.
find like interest in their conversation, like what am I doing with this person?
Yeah, why
I'm
would you
wasting my
even
time.
entertain? Why would you ever entertain
Yeah.
that? It's like wasting time.
But to me, part of the qualities that I like in a man is that a man buys me gifts and stuff. Like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna just not, you know, like go out with a cheap ass dude either.
Gotcha.
Right.
You
I think
know?
that should be kind of like a formal thing for guys. To
Like
do.
I want
You know what
fucking
mean? If you-
flowers. I want fucking
Right.
take me out. Like, oh look, I got you a surprise. Yeah. Like I'm like that too though. I do the
Gotcha.
same thing. If I really like a guy, I'm gonna buy him shit after he buys me a few things.
I think it has to do with chivalry too, though, in a sense. Like gift
Yeah.
giving.
I think so.
as a man, right?
Yeah, nah, because I mean, like I get make fun of sometimes, but like if a girl wants to give me a day, like to take her out, I'm gonna present her with flowers. Like, yo, I appreciate your time. It's
Yeah.
nice, you know what I'm saying? But
Why do you get made fun of though?
Huh?
Why do you get made fun of though?
Because I mean, you know, it's like
He's trying to say he's too much of a
it's
lover
too
boy.
yeah, it's too much of a nice gesture. Like, you know what I mean? There's some women that don't even like flowers. They're like, it's a-
Yeah, those are weird girls.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
They
we don't even
die.
I don't even
What,
know. See,
bitch?
but the thing is, I don't even know what their status is at home. You know what I mean? So buying somebody on the first night out flowers, I don't know if they have a dude at home. I don't know anything. So it's
mean-
probably be a waste of time.
Yeah, but still, you shouldn't buy them with that intention. I mean, with that thought. Because if that's the thought, then like, why even fuck with her?
No, it's not the thought, but I mean, I've seen it. You know what I mean?
So all right, so watch this. So if you go out with a female, you don't know if she has a man at home or not. You're feeling her. You're interested, right? She caught your attention. I don't know, at work or at the gym or wherever it is, right? And you're like, man, I want to get with her. Like, she needs to be my lady. You approach her, right? Now she gives you the time of day. No, she gives you the time of day, right?
Like fucking fishing, like.
Yo, watch this. She gives you the time of day, right? You knowing that she got possibly a man at home or a roster or whatever the case is, you're not gonna go all out the way you normally would for a female that you know doesn't have a man? Like, does that make a difference?
Yeah, to me it does. Yeah,
Really?
like I'm not. If I like somebody and I know they possibly might have somebody at home, I'm not gonna give them the same energy. And like if I'm
Really?
tired and I told them I was gonna go out, I'm gonna choose my tiredness over their going
Really?
out and sacrificing for them, because it's like I'm not number one.
Yeah, but watch
You
this.
know?
So you've never wanted to say like, no, fuck that. I want to be number one. Like, I don't care what you have in your roster.
I mean,
I
yeah,
wanna
but
be
it
number
has
one.
to also come from them too. You know, like one of my
Yeah.
first relationships, it was kind of like that. He was with a girl and he's like, I'm not really into her, but I don't know how to break up with her. And he gave me that energy, you know?
Okay.
It's not like I have a girl, we have to keep this on the low.
Gotcha.
Because once you tell me some shit like that, I'm turned the fuck off.
Okay.
Like, I need to feel like, you know, like,
You're
like
the
priority,
main. You're
yeah.
the main. Yeah. Gotcha.
I don't know. I think it's just too much of a playing game. Like I feel like it's just sometimes it's too much of a challenge to try to go after something that you even have some interest in. Like I feel like the women just make it too difficult, or vice versa. I mean, it's like it's never like before. How like now, let's say if I wanted to talk to a woman and I don't even see her through social media. So I try to DM her. I mean, obviously 100 guys are DMing her,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now they look at it as on a creeping status. Like you trying to follow her and get like information and shit like that. When versus back in the day, a woman thought it was like, yo, that's dope that you actually took the time to invest in and find even where I was. So I don't know. It's like a changing game for me. It's a little bit different.
Yo, so all right. So, question for you now. What if you're with a man, you really care for him, he loses his job, he falls off track? Do you help him? Do you stay with him? Do you help build him back up?
yeah. If I love him, yes.
Okay. I like that. I like that. And what
I
about-
just I don't want to be with a man that has no ambition either.
Okay.
Like somebody that just stays down. You know, I have to see that you're like, whatever, like you have your little grace period, you know, and then afterwards I want to see you on your shit.
Right. I think it'll be a little bit different if he actually started off with nothing and then got something, then lose it again. You can see like the repetition.
Yeah, you're like, yo, this motherfucker's just like
He
battering.
can't keep a job. But me personally, like, it's good to know that a woman will stand up and have your back when the time comes, because it's all about partnership. So if you could team it out and work with each other, because we're not always high. You know what I mean? Sometimes the tables change. So if you're able to carry each other, I think that's most important.
I agree with that. I don't think it's how you fall, but it's how you get back up. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you have your ups and downs. You just never know sometimes. Sometimes businesses go out of business, right? And then you're like, oh shit, like I need to start fresh. You know what I'm saying? I gotta start a new hustle now. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it's good to have multiple hustles.
See, but that's a little bit different because there's guys that out there or people out there don't even know how to keep a job. So they'll get a job working for like a month or two and then lose it. And then that becomes redundant. And they're like, yo, what are you doing? I mean, how do you expect a woman to carry or a man to carry you after that type of situation?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with work ethic, right? Work ethic, integrity, a little bit of pride too. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you want to have a little bit of pride and say, yo, you know what? Let me fucking go out and get a job. Let me hold shit down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like who the fuck wants to be like not able to provide? Like I don't know. Even as a girl, I've had like my partners like pay for all my shit, but I've always wanted to work and like have my own income, have my own savings,
Your
be able to
independence, your
provide,
independence.
like buy presents, spoil my man. When
See,
I'm-
but that's the whole thing. It's like when you have a woman that's very like independent like that and strong, it's like fuck God that say shit. Like if you want to go take her out or if you want to bring her lunch or something, just do the shit. Cause she can already manage that on her own. You know what I mean? She don't really need you to be saying, yo, we could do this. Just fucking do it and try to please her as much as you can. I mean, that's how I look
or
at
like
it.
throwing it in your face, like, oh, I could take you here. Like, okay, so, like, you can do that, yeah, do it, but don't fucking brag about it. Like, you're like it's a treat for me or something. I don't know.
So that goes into my next question, right? Because I think it's important to find someone that you can grow with. You feel me? Build an empire with versus two people that are successful individually but don't mesh well. You feel me?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Okay, so if I don't mesh well with somebody, I don't want to be with them at this point in my life.
So let's say you're with someone, they're a hard worker. Yeah, they're successful to a certain extent, like you're successful, but you don't have similar interests for business. Like you can't start a business together.
I mean, that's
because
fine.
You're okay with that?
Sometimes, yeah, because I feel like as long as you're making money, I'm making money, and I need your help, and I tell you what I need, and you're like able to help me.
Okay.
You don't have to be involved with what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I don't have to be involved with what you're doing. That's fine.
Gotcha.
As long as your money's coming towards me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could definitely get a little dangerous when you start competing. against each
No,
other.
not competing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
It's like, for example, let's say you have a business or you have a well-established job, right? Your partner has a well-established job, but you want to have a joint venture with them. You want to be able to start something together that you both enjoy, right? But her mindset isn't there where yours is. You feel me? She doesn't like the same things you like. She doesn't have the same business as
I feel
mindset.
I feel like somebody that's bothered by that is just like nitpicking and like fucking bitchy. You know, cause like who cares? Like, babe, I don't. Your shit's boring, babe. You know, I love you, but I'm not into that stuff. So you know, you do your thing. You work, you make your money. I'll work, make my money. You know, cause like a lot of people aren't into like fitness like that. That's like my something that I like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to force my man into being into fitness if he's like not into it. You know,
Yeah, gotcha.
like I want somebody healthy that works out and stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be something that he's like so like.
It's not a must.
Like drawn into like the way I am, like all that mobility shit.
Right, but
like
still,
I like that. He doesn't have to want to fucking have a passion towards it.
Yeah, but still, like in the background, he's supportive some type of way, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be on the forefront, like the face.
Yeah, but don't fucking try to put me down when I'm doing my shit. You know.
I think just individually, like he has to be strong, or she has to be strong in her views itself, and not let your views bother him or her, vice versa.
And you know what's important too in that aspect, like sometimes when you argue and maybe you have different mentality, right, or different outlooks on business or just a relationship, when you hold grudges against your partner, you know what I mean, and you don't get past that, like you still replay that throughout your relationship.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's something that's like really
holding
really
grudges is a big thing for me,
toxic.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Like like I have like, and I was like thinking about that the other day. Like
you remember 10 years ago when you
I maybe
fucking
need
did that
therapy
shit?
because I bring up shit that pisses me the fuck.
Why though? Why?
Because I have to say it.
But is it because
But right then and there, or we're talking about years later?
No, like it depends. Like if something happens and I just think about it, I have to say it.
So like a normal
I'll bring
day.
something back up. I'll bring something back up if it's really bothering me and it hasn't been like addressed.
Right, you haven't found resolve. But why wait to different times? Why not find resolve right then and there?
Because sometimes your partner doesn't.
Admit to it.
Yeah, or like see things the way you see it.
So I think that's one of the toughest things, right? So I think we hold grudges, and I don't know if you guys are the same, but when your partner doesn't admit to something, it's like, yo, I fucking know you did that. Like, just fucking tell me you did it. Let me get over it, but admit you fucking did it. You know what I'm saying? And then we can move past it versus, no, I didn't. I swear I didn't, but you know they're fucking lying to you.
I've really never dealt with a liar like that, but I've been that person. You know, and I'm like, I didn't do it, because if I say I did, then I'm have to hear their fucking mouth forever. You know, so I get it. So I try not to be like that, but sometimes there's certain things that like fucking bother me. Like I kept like, I don't know, like if you didn't like have my back, you know.
Yeah, that's tough though.
Or like if you like I'm trying to think like some things that could bother me.
That's a big one though.
Like little comments, like if I find like a conversation and you're like talking shit about me or something.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
You know, something like that.
But that's pretty fucked up for a guy to do though. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
women
like betrayal.
I feel like women are more emotional, so women because they fuck that dude, yada yada to their friends. But for a man to say something very derogatory or very negative to his friend about his lady, that's why I always say like never talk negative about your lady to your boys.
I
Ever.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like
So that's
not
like
shit you
something
do.
I'll hold a grudge on.
I got you.
Or like if your friend was talking shit about me and you're still
You
friends with
defend.
them.
Yes. But you see, that goes back to you got to choose a side though. You feel me? Because if your friend is talking shit about your lady, and you know that's the person you want in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, this is the thing. I try to like understand, because as a friend to my friend, if my friend's talking shit about their partner, I'm gonna agree with them just to make them feel good.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fucking know that they agreed with you. I don't want that to get back to me, because now I'm gonna feel some type of way towards that friend.
See,
and I have found something out like that. So like it's been like, you know, difficult. Like I had a friend like try to say that I was doing something that I wasn't doing, you know, and I'm like, what the fuck? You're still friends with them? Like what?
Gotcha.
You know, so that's like something that I hold a grudge on.
No, I don't. The problem is I forgive, but I don't forget. And one of the biggest things, the challenges I have when it's on to you of shit that you did in the past, not to throw it back into the person's face. So that's probably one of the most challenging. But once I forgive, I move on, and I don't really, because I can't hold on to that. You know what I mean? But don't remind me of why I was mad the first time with you before. Then that becomes like a different.
I'm always feel like somebody's gonna do it again.
But
like,
why
'cause
stay though? That's the
people have
thing. Why
patterns.
stay in the same situation?
Because you love the person.
Right.
You love
So
the person.
just so.
How could you say that when you were in a relationship with someone for like 15 years?
Exactly, but I learned. No, but,
You stayed.
yeah, I did, and then I learned from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
of
something I
course,
learned.
but that's something that
I-
people have to do.
Yeah,
people have to
it's
go
hard.
through it. You can't just listen to somebody's advice. You actually have to live it yourself.
to live-
Right, I have to live this up. It comes with no manual, absolutely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now looking back at it, and you could look, we all could look back at certain things. Some that we're not gonna move forward in. We're not gonna bring that there. We learn from it, but it's not gonna carry on. Anything that I find a discrepancy in any point of the time in the relationship, I'm removing it. That's what I learned to move forward. So just to bury the hatchet
100%
on all.
moving forward, yeah.
I mean, we all live and we learn. So just with all of this, as we talking, like who loves unconditionally, man or women?
So watch this. So my last thing is, who do you guys feel is the prize? Is the man or the woman the prize, and why? Why? All right. So go ahead. Why are you the prize?
I'm just kidding. I
No,
think
you mean that shit.
No,
though.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
Own that
I think
shit.
so. I think so.
to be honest,
Yeah. You do feel you're the prize, and it's okay. I mean, it's your fucking
part of
opinion.
me thinks that you should always be with somebody that loves you more than you love them.
Okay.
But sometimes the tables flip, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I'm the prize per se, but I feel like, bitch, I am the prize. Like, what the fuck? Hold on. Like, I really do a lot of self-work.
Okay.
I feel like I'm great with people. I feel like I have a lot to offer. I work on myself in a lot of different aspects.
Okay.
Looks, health,
Right.
knowledge. Like, I'm constantly learning
Mindset.
and like growing.
And especially-
And then I'm always doing something. I'm making money, like always. So yeah, motherfucker, I'm the prize.
Yeah, and it's definitely okay to feel that way because
And
I
then-
feel like I'm the prize as well. You know
Yeah.
what
Why
I'm
do
saying?
you
Like,
feel like you're the prize?
nigga, because I got a lot to bring to the table. I'm a good-looking dude. You know what I'm saying? I work hard. I make money. You know what I'm saying? I take care of my kids. Like I have a lot to really look forward to, and I'm always bettering myself as the years to come. Look at me, look at me. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, you should be thankful you in my presence. Kind of feel, but.
I wasn't being that conceited. But
No,
Jay, go
fuck
ahead,
that.
take the
No,
lead,
fuck
baby.
that. When you
Take the
really
lead.
value yourself, man, and then you see a woman like not valuing you as much as you value yourself, you did that off rip. But if I had somebody that I adored, then I kind of put her on the pedestal, and she's the prize to me because I do everything that I can to make sure that I appreciate her and all that. So
Gotcha. That's what's up. I respect that.
Why do you think you're the prize, Chris?
Hey, hold on. First of all, hey,
He's like, you know why? Have to speak.
I don't think I gotta say much, man. Listen, I don't think I gotta say much. You know what I'm saying? That was a good question.
Santos brings the heat.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all we got for today. Thank you for joining us on first episode.
Bye, guys. Bye,
Peace.
guys.